is an information. Some people will push that question to you. They will ask you, why are you doing what you are doing? Why are you doing this? You have to know how to answer them with points. Civil disobedience is not new. You have to understand this word, civil disobedience, sit at home, is not new. It is a weapon of oppressed. It is a weapon of the oppressed. When every door has been shut, like in Nigeria today, every door that we can be used to protest in Nigeria has been shut completely. Every single door. That is why you can see Mazen Nandi, someone like Mazen Nandekan that is loved by every Biafran. The only person that can come out and call for massive protest is somebody from the middle belt. Don't you ask yourself why? Mazen Nandekano has 101% support of the Biafran people, of everybody in the old Southeastern region, including some Nigerians. But yet, only a middle belt can come out. Somebody from the middle belt can come out and call for massive protest for Mazen Nandekano. You don't ask yourself why. It is because they have shut every doors that anything will make, they will open fire. Anything will, it is loss of any move we make, lives will be lost. They have criminalized self-determination. Self-determination that we know that is not a privilege, it is a right. Self-determination supported by international law, supported by African peoples and human rights law. Even Nigerian law itself approves self-determination, but they decide to criminalize it because of you, because of me. They have shut every door. The only door that is left for us today is civil disobedience. Sit at home. That is why it is necessary. This is not the first time. It has happened in the past. And when every doors are shut, that is the only door that you cannot shut down. Gandhi used it in India. Gandhi used it in India, refusing to obey colonial laws, all the colonial laws. All the colonial sort laws, he refused to obey them. Martin Luther King Jr. used it in America. He organized a boycott and marches when the system refused to hear the cries of the black community. When all doors were shut, Martin Luther King used the same civil disobedience. In South Africa, it was used to challenge apartheid. So why is it that in our own case, that every door has been shut and we apply civil disobedience? Why is it that they criminalize it? Why is it that even a Biafran will open his mouth and tell you, oh, why are you sitting at home? Oh, it is causing economic sabotage. Oh, is it? Nonsense. These are a bunch of idiots that were bought by these politicians. They are not speaking for you, and they will never speak for you. So, when Biafrans sit at home every Monday, we are not doing anything strange. We are not doing anything strange. We are joining a long, proud history of non-violent resistance. Non-violent resistance. In as much as they try to paint us violent every time, they try to paint us anything we do, but we chose this path, a non-violent resistance that has been recorded across board in the world. Acceptable. We chose it, but they criminalize it. Why is it necessary? Why is it necessary that we continue to hold on to this very sit at home? It makes our suffering visible. The reason why we must continue to sit at home, it makes our suffering visible. The world cannot ignore empty threats and silent markets. The world cannot ignore empty streets and silent market. Every Monday, they look to Biafra land. Their searchlight will view around. They will see that everywhere is deserted. Every Monday, they will put their satellite in Nigeria. They will see that every market in southeastern part of Nigeria is locked down. The world cannot continue to be silent on that. It makes our suffering visible. That is why no human being, no Biafran that is sensible will speak against sit at home. This very sit at home we are talking about it builds unity. It builds unity among Biafrans. Sit at home, build unity among Biafrans. When millions act together, it shows discipline and determination. That is something that the sit at home is doing for us today. The unity, when you go to Biafra land, everybody key in. Everybody key in. It doesn't matter your own ideology. It doesn't matter your own orientation. It doesn't matter your upgrade. It doesn't matter your race. It doesn't matter. Everybody key in. It shows unity of the Biafran people. The resilience of the Biafran people. The determination of the Biafran people. It sends a moral message. The sit at home sends a moral message that while the government rules overgone, we rule with conscience. It shows the world a moral message that we are not violent people. Even though they call us criminal, we are not violent people. While the government of Nigeria rules with their guns, with their weapons, with their ammunitions, we rule with conscience. We rule with conscience. We can't afford to watch human beings die. We can't afford to see blood being wasted. We rule with conscience. We punish ourselves to make our statements. It sends moral message. It also creates pressure. Sit at home creates pressure. Economic and political. Forcing those in power to realize we are not afraid to stand still until justice is served. Do you understand that? For some of us who are confused, it creates pressure. Do you know every single success we have made today, both in the case of Mazen Nandekano and every other Biafran detained, and the cause of Biafra, the pillar of the success is sit at home. Economic and political pressure. On the zoo, do you know what they are losing? Both economically, do you know what they are losing? Both politically, do you know what they are losing? The whole world is watching. And they know that they are not in control of Biafra land. Nigerian government is not. If they're in control, they can stop it. But they can't stop it. For more than 5 years, still counting. For 4 years, counting. Forcing those in power to realize we are not afraid. You know, they say Igbo man cannot lock his shop a day. Igbo people, they love business. They love business. How can you tell them they lock their shop? They love business. They are the people who do business. It is true. Bunch of nonsense and lies they paint everywhere to make people believe their lies. But we show them that freedom is greater than that business they're talking about. Once you are free, you can now legitimately do business. But once you're not free, go and ask people who are doing business in Nigeria, in Biafra land. In Biafra land, compare it to people who are doing other places. You see that when you do your business in Biafra land, you will add times three effort to succeed. Go and meet Innocent. If Innocent tell you how much he has to suffer, what it costs him to run Innocent Motors in Nnewi, if Innocent can be able to give you estimate what it costs him to run Innocent Motors in Nnewi, you will now realize that you are a slave. Look at the other idiot that call himself Onyama. The one that call himself Onyama, Peace Airline. Sometimes he comes out to cry. He comes out to cry. The way they are punishing his business. The way they make it difficult for him to import anything that he's going to use for his airline. Intentionally making those attacks. All these things are what we have come out to fight. And we are going to fight them and make sure we defeat them. Wherever you are as a Biafran, we must stand up and do what we have to do. We have to do what we have to do. One of the concerns we must have today is on the case of Nigeria and international double standard. But before I go on that economic and Nigerian double standard, I will allow my brother Chukuma to say something if he has something to say before I continue. Just chip in your own word before I proceed on that very message of the topic. Go ahead.
Don't go there. Don't go there. Let him go there also.
Can you hear me?
Now, you know,
Yeah, I can hear you.
there was a modern
Can you hear me?
that happened in
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, no problem. Let me proceed. Honestly, it's very important that when we come together as a collective people, we share our view and we discuss something meaningful to ourselves. Meaningful way that our enemies surrounded us, and through the grace of Chukwu Premier, we are surviving and overcoming the attacks. Just like as you mentioned, our brother Onyema, peace, Onyema, the one that have married, the man that have a peace line. I know when he normally cry, how the zoo government is oppressing her because of say it's a Biafra, and he himself is not doing herself good. You saw her people suffering, passing one difficulties or the other. He has never one day used that platform to say something, even though he didn't say directly.
He cannot, because he made his money in a fraudulent way. He cannot. He's protecting his business.
So he's busy dying with his our enemy, while his brothers and sisters are busy losing their lives and property. So it's for those that are thinking like that to learn from the people that are already existing, how the enemy is treating them. I remember Ibeto Cement, our brother Ibeto, how they shut his business and closed down, almost, in fact, closed down the company, because I'm not heard anything about Ibeto again. That's the reward you get when you back off your people. When you see your people suffering, you pretend like say you don't know, and they just close match because of your business interest. Yes, they normally say that Igbo man cannot close his shop for one day, and today it's obvious. We close our shop willingly, and they are crying our cry. They are the one now shouting that what we are doing is hurting them, whereas what we are doing, we are enjoying it. Sit at home is a collective effort, and are willingly doing it. Nobody forces each other, apart from the zoo military, repentant military that are coming to our houses and the community, buying people, destroying houses and business, burning houses. So they are the one that orchestrated that kind of force. But for us, we, the new Biafra, we are doing it willingly. So for international community, for those that are resting outside, we Biafra love our freedom. We love what we are doing for our people that are in different detentions. If you say that Nigeria is working, my brother, I would advise you to pack your things and come and stay with us here in Nigeria, so that you enjoy with us. If you say Nigeria is democracy, I will advise you to come and join us here. Leave escort, move free like us, so that you will see us is sweet. Because when somebody say, you are enjoying this and that is hypocritical enjoyment. So I thank those that are continue fighting with us, supporting us, because somebody that Chukwu Kemam is working all through human being. Those that are genuinely giving their heart, having clear conscience, they will use them. Those that are having hypocrite and the sycophant heart, you will use them for the purpose or a moment and dump them, because every that thing that is available around Chukwu Kemam is a useful tool for him. Those that you use for good and those that you use for bad. So for those that are sabotaging and doing all manner of things among us, continue. But now, and I go chinch na again. Okay, money up and I from. Now keep that zua. Everybody will understand that na catch go keep premium in the near name. Just like I did normally say, near name be him more. Now keep that zua. Everybody will understand it. At this last time, everybody will understand that the hand of Chukwu Kebiama is there. And I'm happy that our PM, I think, is just like the one of the people brother have said. Very soon we'll hear about it and they will know how it's going. And our PM is fighting international. Our leader is here fighting too. So will our victory come from our outside? Just like our PM said, that Biafra freedom will come from abroad, from outside. And everybody is seeing it. That's why they are fighting seriously with the lives. All million, in fact, any means fight. And that is the fight of dying horse. But knowing full well that after this time around, they cannot rise again. Nigeria is gone. And British know. Europe know. They know that Nigeria is gone. And nothing can be redeemed again. So thank you, my brother. Continue. I'm with you.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you. I appreciate you for that input that you just made. I appreciate you. Thank you for the amazing contribution. Let's hear from Peaceman. Peaceman, just say something before I continue. Go ahead and meet
Well,
yourself.
yeah, my brother. Well, I am so happy to hear that our sit at home continuously. I'm so happy because the enemy think that if they hold our two leaders, our sit at home will not continue. The devil is a liar. We will continue our sit at home. It is civil disobedience because if we don't release our two leaders, we will continue sitting at home until Biafra comes, until the two leaders comes out as well. Uh-huh. So Biafra is going to come from diaspora. Even our leader said it. But the beginning and the end is Imo State, as you said, Olo. So I hope, and I'm very, very hopefully that God will do it, that we are going to get this Biafra. And I will stay alive to enjoy it because I am I am also an IPOP by birth. Because somebody was telling me the other day that I am not an IPOB member. I told him no, I am an IPOB by birth, not by member. So I don't know where
We are
you.
all IPOB. Naturally, we are all IPOB.
I asked my brother. I say, okay, this does it mean that you came to Europe? Means that you are well educated? No, maybe you can read and write, but you are not well educated, my brother, because IPOB is the indigenous people of Biafra. So that is the meaning of IPOB. So my brother choose right on. We are with you. You are giving us the news woto every day, because whenever I come back from work, and I'm hearing you speaking, I say yes, you are around. So you are the part of people that is giving us the hope that we are going to get this Biafra. Continue your good job. God bless you.
Bless you too, my brother. Thank you so much for that very speech. I appreciate you for your contribution. And we go further on this very message of today. Remember the title we are discussing today. It says, Monday sit at home. Why Biafra must resist oppression amidst Nigeria's silence on Fulani terror. So we are continuing. On this part of the program now, we are going into the Nigeria and international double standard. This Nigeria and international double standard is being played in the open and the world is silent. We are calling on the people of conscience. There are still men of conscience in this planet Earth. They are in the US, they are in the UK, they are in France, they are in Russia. There are men of conscience across the world. In all these strong nations, they are there. And we are calling on them not to remain silent, because silence makes you complicit in this crime. This double standard from Nigeria and international communities must not continue. It must not continue. Yet, our people, what do we see? What do we see? A double standard every blessed day. What do we see? We see that when Biafrans rise up peacefully, Nigeria call it terrorism. Because of Biafra, Nigeria have criminalized self-determination. People that are fighting for self-determination today are termed as terrorists. Example, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our prime minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. And the world is silent. When Biafrans rise up peacefully, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has started this journey peacefully. Before they put this terrorist tag on us, before they prescribed IPOB, before they prescribed us, we are not having any single arm. We never lifted up an arm against anybody. Before they prescribed us, we were peacefully demanding for a referendum. There has never been any time raised arm. There was no chaos anywhere. It was only a peaceful demand. And Nigeria call us terrorists. The same international community that claims to support human rights, join to demonize us. The same people who claim to impute human rights, the same people that created self-determination and told us that self-determination is a right, not a privilege. The same international community that said self-determination is a right and not a privilege. They join Nigeria to criminalize our quest for freedom. You can imagine. But when Fulani terrorists attack villages in Benue, Plateau, Southern Kaduna, when they burn homes, slaughter children, displace entire community, the world remains silent. They don't give it a name. They don't give it a name. When Fulani complete a rampage, you hear 800 farmers murdered. You hear 100 farmers, 30 farmers, mosque raided. There is no outrage. The whole world is silent. But when we ask for self-determination, they call us terrorists. Finland joined Nigeria to criminalize us and call us terrorists. A member of the European Union, Finland, joined Nigeria to call us terrorists simply because we are asking for self-determination. They say that Mazi Samonoko belongs to a terrorist group. What other group does he belong to? It is only IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra, which every one of us that is from the old southeastern region, the present south-south, southeast, lower Kogi, lower Benue, as long as you fall from that region, you are automatically a member of IPOB. And that was why they criminalized Mazi Samoneko and say he belonged to a terrorist group. A group that was meant to pursue for self-determination. Nigeria criminalized it and called it a terrorist group. And Finland joined them. And because of that today, they sentenced our prime minister to 6 years. These are the same people who come to preach human rights for us. And when Fulani terrorists attack villages in Benue, Plateau, Southern Kaduna, when they burn homes, slaughter children, and displace entire community, there are communities today that completely everybody has deserted, and Fulani take it over, rename the villages, and they are living there today, confirmed with evidence. The world is silent. Nobody is calling the attention of Nigerian government. Nigerian government doesn't care. What a double standard. What a double standard. When Biafrans stay indoor in peace, when we decide to sit at home, stay indoor in peace, it is called criminal. They criminalize it. Sit at home. They criminalize sit at home. They call it criminal. Sit at home. They criminalize it. But when Fulani militia take the life of innocent people, shed innocent blood, it is called farmer headers clashes. You go to all their media headline, you're going to be seeing farmer header clashes. But on the day we sit at home, you go there, what you see? Criminal. Notorious IPOB sit at home. Criminal IPOB sit at home. When we chose to sit indoor in peace, without disturbing anybody, stay in your home, not disturbing anybody. Civil disobedience, they call it criminal. But when Fulani militia go ahead and spill innocent blood, take the life of children, young ones, mothers, parents, rape, correct ransom, it is called farmers headers clashes. And the world run with it. BBC will run it as farmers header clashes. CBN, Fox News, all the big medias, they will report it as farmers headers clashes. When we demand self-determination, they say it is dangerous. When we demand for self-determination, they will say, Nigerian government and the West will say, it is dangerous to grant us self-determination. When Nigeria jails and torture our leader, they call it internal affairs. When Nigerian government torture, jail our leaders, they call it internal affairs. That is why Nigerian went to Kenya, kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu against international law. Extraordinarily, rendition Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to Nigeria against international law. A court in Nigeria, he won his case in Kenya, won his case in Nigeria. A court say you cannot try Mazen Nanikan in any court in Nigeria except you explain the situation surrounding his kidnap from Kenya. Yet the world is silent. They continue to keep silent. United Nations Arbitrary Committee gave a statement and said Nigeria should release Mazen Nanikan. They gave them 6 months to release Mazen Nanikan and pay him compensation. And yet the world kept silent. They say it is internal affairs. This is injustice we face on daily basis. One rule for Biafra, another rule for Nigeria. One rule for Biafra, another rule for Nigerian Fulani elites. One rule for Biafra, another rule for Nigerian Fulani Janjaweed. How long are we going to continue to keep silent on this madness? For how long? One of the examples of the double standard you can still see is, look at the case of Mazen Nanikan. Mazen Nandokukano remains in detention, denies proper medical care, yet the world said little or nothing. This is an innocent man, an innocent man that they told them to release and also compensate him. But now, they continue to detain him. Not only that, they have refused him to get medical care. And yet, the world is not outraged. They continue to move about their daily business as if nothing happened. Peaceful protesters in the southeast are arrested, disappeared completely, and even killed. And the world is not outraged. We have evidence on video. We have evidence on picture. Amnesty International has them with them, has this information in their table. And yet, the world says nothing. They call it internal affairs. Meanwhile, when Fulani herdsmen massacre farmers in Benue State, as reported by international media, the Nigerian government issues weak statement and the global powers quickly move on. They quickly move on. They don't care. They just move on. You see the double standard. When Fulani herdsmen massacre farmers in Benue State, as reported by international media, the Nigerian government issued weak statements. They do nothing. That's what they did. Nothing. And the global powers quickly moved on. They don't call Nigeria's attention. They don't hold them accountable. Not once. Not ever. Never will. Even Amnesty International and human rights groups have documented these killings. Yet, there is no sustainable international outrage anywhere in the world. No sanction, no investigation at the level we see when similar violence happens in other parts of the world. What is happening in the Zoological Republic, if it happens in any other part of the world, I bet you the world will be outraged. What is happening in Biafra land, if 1% of it happen in any other part of the world, there will be an outrage. The number of people that are dying in Nigeria is much more greater than the number of people that are dying in Palestine. It is much more greater than the number of people that are dying in Ukraine. But yet, these two issues are on the front line. Even as we speak, lives are being wasted in Biafra land, Okigwe mainly. Young men from 15 years upwards are massacred in cold blood. Homes, properties destroyed. Burning of the properties of Igbos today is not done in the secret. They do it in the open. They will tell you that a market caught fire. And they will not say the source of that market. How did that market cause fire? Something like Mandilas, a market like Mandilas. How did the fire got into Mandilas to destroy entire area? Mandilas is in the heart of a city. Fire got into Mandilas and destroyed the entire place without any resistance from anybody. No firefighter was there to cover it. It has happened not once, not twice, not twice, and it will continue to happen. No international outrage. Nobody's calling the attention. It is so sad. Fulani terrorist activities all over the place. The silence of the world. These things are happening. The world is silent. They will never talk. Which one are you going to report? Talk about let's talk about what's underreported issues causes. Many underreported matters, even when they want to do, they will underreport it. In just the past years, reports have shown dozens killed in coordinated Fulani militia attacks in Benue State and Plateau State. Villages wiped away completely, thousands displaced, and children orphaned. But which one are you going to mention and which one are you going to forget? But when all these things happen, what name did they give it? That is the question. We see these atrocities on the Fulani. What name do they give it? They don't call it terrorism. They don't call it genocide. They call it clashes. Did you hear me? All this is I mentioned. When it happened, they call it clashes. In the few past years, we have seen the Fulani militia attack Benue State. We saw Benue bury more than 200 people at a time. We saw Benue on several occasions conduct mass burial. We see the same thing in Plateau State. We see the same thing in villages, places where entire village was wiped away. Some happened recently, and I still have the video here. Which eyewitness video I have played this several times here. Thousands displaced, children orphaned. When all these atrocities happen, what do they call it? What name do they give it? They don't call it terrorism. The international media and Nigerian media will not call it terrorism. The international media and Nigerian media will not call it genocide. They call it clashes. Did you see that? They call it clashes. As if unarmed villagers are equal to heavily armed militias. How do you match that up? How do you add that up? My fellow Biafrans, people of the world that are watching and looking at us, if these same atrocities have happened in Europe or in the Middle East or in the Middle East, it would be front page news. It would be on the front page news. But because it is happening in Nigeria, the Zoological Republic, the poor farmers, to Biafrans, to minorities, the world look away. It is hypocrisy with most. I don't know how to describe it. This is a very, very strong hypocrisy that we must expose. We must expose. Go to all the report about the terrorism of the Fulanis. They call it clashes. They make it look irrelevant. That is why today thousands are dying every day. Nobody is paying attention. The evil media of the Yorubas, will play everything down. They will never, ever report the issues. Nigeria have captured them. They just sit in their office and write them a note on what to say. And they say it. They say clashes. But when the same thing, if something happened in Southeast, they will term it terrorism. The terrorist group, IPOB, they will call them criminals in the Southeast. They will say we are violent. But the area where terrorists are running rampage and showing they are violent every day, they don't do anything. They call it clashes. What a double standard. This is something we must expose, and we will continue to expose it. And I want us to go further. Why sit at home matter in the face of all this? Why sit at home matters a lot in the face of all these things we are saying. Sit at home matters a lot. It matters. There is nothing you can tell me. And I have said it. If you know something that can be able to be meaningful more than sit at home, present it. I will help you to promote it. But if you don't have anything that is stronger than sit at home, keep your mouth shut. Mind your business. You don't want to talk about it, it's up to you. You don't want to join, it's up to you. Keep silent and allow us to go ahead. So, when they ask, why sit at home? Tell them. Anytime they ask you, Why sit at home? Why are you people talking about sit at home? Tell them, because if we do not speak, no one will speak for us. If we do not speak, no one will speak for us. Because our silence will only embolden the oppressor. If we continue to be silent, we are not acting, we are not doing anything, it will only embolden the oppressor. The death rate will continue. The subjugation will continue. The abuse will even increase. It is because civil disobedience is our way of telling Nigeria, the world, you cannot ignore us any longer. These three reasons, hold it to your heart. Whenever they will confront you, I tell you. So when they ask you, why sit at home? Why are you people sit at home? Tell them, it is because we don't have to be quiet. We must speak. If we do not speak, no one will speak for us. Tell them, if we don't speak, no one will speak for us. Tell them it's because our silence will only embolden the oppressor. It will only embolden the oppressor. Tell them because civil disobedience is our way of telling Nigeria and the world, you cannot ignore us anymore. If you have any other means to do all these things, present it to us. Once I look at it and see it, it is stronger than what we have. I will join you and promote yours. Until then, keep your mouth shut. If you don't want to join us, stay on your lane. Let us be. When we sit at home, we are not hiding. We are standing tall in unity. We are sending a message that Biafra is awake, and Biafra will never, never, ever surrender. It doesn't matter what happens. We will never surrender. I call to action every single Biafra wherever you are. Our brothers and sisters, lovers of freedom across the world, wherever you are. Today, let us remember, civil disobedience is not weakness. Civil disobedience is not weakness. It doesn't mean that we are weak. That is why we don't pick arms and go and fight. That is why we're not challenging it. No, civil disobedience is not weakness. It is strength. It is strength. It is voice of the oppressed against the silence of the oppressor. It is voice of the oppressed against the silence of the oppressor. We will not bow to Nigerian lies. Never, ever. We will not be broken by international hypocrisy. Never, ever. And we will not allow Fulani terror to be swept under the rug. One of the missions that Nigerian government have today is to change the narrative. They want you, if remember now, you go to their media, anytime they talk about kidnapping now, it is about Southeast. They are using their Yoruba media to change the narrative that when you hear kidnapping in Nigeria, they will only tell you about Southeast. But where the main kidnapping is happening is in the northern part of Nigeria, where the terrorists will kidnap entire school children. Have you ever had such a thing in Biafra land? Have you ever heard that there's a place in Biafra land where they kidnap school children? They kidnap a school, they go to community, they go to church, they kidnap everyone in the church. But this is happening even as we speak in the north. But go to Nigerian media, you will never hear them talk about it. Whenever they mention, you see any title in Nigerian media, kidnapping, Southeast is what you're going to see there. The headline you're going to see there is Southeast. And the more they push these things out, see it, people, international bodies that are listening, the people across the world that are watching, they will think that it is Southeast. They are just trying to paint us as criminals, troublemakers, violent people. This is a mission that Nigerian media has embarked on, using the Yoruba media. Some of our Yoruba brothers have been in the front line of projecting this atrocity. The drug baron in Asorok have employed people, put them in government, and they are promoting this. Look at the idiot Abike Dabiri going across everywhere to insult Biafra, even when you know that the Yorubas are in the front line of crime abroad. He came to tell us people who are in jail in Malaysia for death row. And he forgot that 52 Yoruba men, 52 Yorubas are in death row in Saudi Arabia. No single Biafran. 52 Yorubas are in death row in Saudi Arabia, even as we speak. But Abidike will not see it. Abidike will not see it. The fraudsters that are detained in the United States, majority of them, mostly Yorubas. The biggest fraudster captured is a Yoruba man. Abidike doesn't see that. But any place he goes, once he sees an Igbo name, he will come to media and begin to announce it. This is a project that Nigeria has embarked on. A script written by the British to make sure they demonize the Biafra people, knowing fully well that in Biafra, Africa died. And in Biafra, Africa will rise. They know that. And that is why they are pushing this propaganda. They know the survival of the Igbos is the survival of African nation. Once the Igbos survive, the Africa will survive by fire, by force. And they don't want it. But some of us ignorantly are fighting our own self. You think you are fighting me? You think you are fighting Mazen Nandegan? You think you are fighting Mazen Samoneba? You are destroying yourself. You are Ojimna na Jomwe. Ojimna na Jomwe. When you are holding somebody on the ground, if that person on the ground didn't get up, you will not go stand though. You will not stand. We will not bow to Nigerian lies. We will not be broken by international hypocrisy. And we will not allow Fulani terror to be swept under the rug. Never, ever. Every Monday sit at home is a reminder that Biafran life live in us. Every single Monday sit at home that we conduct is a reminder to all of us that Biafra lives in every single one of us in that territory. Every silent street is louder than the propaganda. Every silent street, markets that are locked on Fridays, is louder than their propaganda. Every closed shop is a testimony that freedom is non-negotiable. So wherever you are, as a Biafran, you must know this. Let the world hear it. Biafra will not be silenced. Biafra will never, ever, ever surrender. And Biafra will definitely be free, whether they like it or not. Wherever you are watching this program from, wherever you are, and you're hearing our voice, as a Biafran, as a non-Biafran, a concerned citizen, someone that loves humanity, you must add your own voice. The double standard is so much, we cannot stop. We cannot stop. We will continue to fight this battle until the battle is won. Come sun, come rain. No matter what they push before us, no matter what they project to us, we will never surrender. My brother Chukuma, please go on, say something before we go on our final conclusion, and we'll round up on the program. Make your statement, then before I go on the last round, then we'll close up the program. Because I will come back again in the evening.
Okay. My brother, thank you. My brother, choose, thank you, honestly. Those that know what is good for them always find or look for it at the proper time. And they have said it all. It depends on those that have ear to listen. The mind will take action to implement what they had about freedom.